All right, we just got some very important information today, how we're going to get the Tholin perfect stores up to 5 stars. It's going to be challenging, and so it's going to cause me to pivot and rethink the way that I'm approaching currently his fusion event. Now, if you've not done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code, and essentially you'll be starting your journey on Raid off to a good start with 2 legendaries and 3 epic supports. Now, in the first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends, got to make a decision if you want to do Monkey King for Sun Wukong, or you can use Demon Slayer in the first 24 hours to get Tholin, which what we are talking about today. The rest of the community is grinding away to get this guy through a fusion event, and if you're a new player, you can start right out of the gate with this guy. Now, I do think that more is going to be better. You're going to want a 5-star. We're going to talk about why, because he's a damage dealer. But let's read this post, and then we're going to go about what I think is going to be actionable based on what we know. The Soul will be a Titan event starting this Friday, June 13th. We're planning to launch a special Titan event where you'll be able to get a perfect soul for Tholin Foulbeard and other valuable goodies. Throughout the course of the Chaos Awakens Titan event, you'll be able to earn up to 1,050 Titan points during the first part, which goes from the 13th through the 22nd, and then up to 700 Titan points during the second part, which goes from the 23rd to the end of the month. You can earn up to a maximum of 1,750 Titan points, but you only need 1,500 Titan points to unlock the milestone reward. So there is going to be a window there of, let's say, 250 points where you can bypass certain events if you're wanting to get to the end, right? And I think that's where it's going to be important on where to choose, because when I get to the end of this, I believe I'm going to be completely depleted of shards and resources and silver, the whole thing, right? Titan event will feature various rewards such as a 2-star Gaze of Damnation and the 3-star Gilded Pinion Relic, the Tholin Bourbird's 1, 3, and 5 perfect souls, and avatar and other resources. Also, this Friday, June 13th, we're planning to launch a champion chase tournament. We're able to get a perfect soul for Graco's Turndrake and other valuable goodies. To earn points in the champion chase tournament, simply obtain champions by any means necessary. If you manage to take first place on the leaderboard in your group, 100 players during this tournament, you'll earn the Graco's Turndrake 5-star perfect soul. Additionally, you'll be able to claim Glensage Sithrol from the personal milestone rewards. So that's going to be part of the fusion, right? Note, the minimum points required for this reward is 5,000 to take first place, but have not earned the minimum point requirements, you will not receive the perfect soul. Now, this latter part is just an auction, and I think this doesn't concern most people. Now, what does concern is the Titan event, which we're going to talk about how that works and why I am very much interested in a 5-star perfect soul. And so what that is going to come down to is that the way that he works is that Tholin Foulbeard is that he's not going to be modded for accuracy. And the reason for that is that he can place weaken on characters, minions, bosses, all of it, right? But there is no resistance from enemies from the Corrupted Alliance, bosses or minions, meaning I can gear him with 0 accuracy, and this weakened ability, on the percentage chance will land on bosses. And so in a boss fight, this is going to happen every time the A1 pops off. There's also a chance of an extra turn, which is going to happen quite a bit. Also, his passive pops off every 5th turn, where he's going to do another one of these. So he's going to be applying weaken. And so the idea is there is the Nature's Wrath, which it says increase the damage inflicted by this champion for every debuff they successfully placed, except debuffs placed by gear set. So we're talking about that particular weekend being placed. It's going to be placed over the time in boss battles, and a 5 will basically give him a 15% damage modifier, basically a 15% damage boost, right? Which is going to be a big deal against Chimera. Probably that's where I'm going to use this guy the most, is Chimera, is what I'm thinking. Chimera and probably Hydra to do a lot of damage. And just after a couple hits, it's going to pop off. And I think Chimera is going to be where I'm going to be able to use him the most, because he's going to be taking a lot of extra turns, because when the weaken sticks, and Chimera is just one boss, when it grants an extra turn of a weakened debuff placed on all enemies by this skill, well, there's only one Chimera. So this is going to be happening all the time. And then when that weaken applies with the blessing, Nature's Wrath, you basically, with the 5, he'll be getting an extra 15% damage. So decisions got to be made. If you know, a 1-star is 6, 3-star is 8, and the 5-star is 15. And that is going to be awarded through the event. Now, what is the Titan event? Now, this is familiar. We've had Titan events quite a bit, but they're going to look like this. And this is directly from the Plarium website. Now, we don't have any of the inputs or the events that are going to be required, but you can see here that you collect the Titan tokens, and the Titan tokens will be from various events, and they'll be tagged Titan event. Then you get into the event, and it'll show where the tokens are. Now, keep in mind, you can only skip 250 if the output is trying to get the 5 red on Tholin. So this is calls into question, is like, oh my god, I'm like already deep into the fusion just for this guy. I did do the epic right here on the summon rush, which is going to allow me to skip 4, but you know, today I'm looking at the game and I'm like, oh my god, you know, dungeon divers, which is the one that's a big hassle for me generally, and I know a lot of people feel the same way about dungeon diver. I'm like, oh my god, you know, how much energy am I going to have to expend to finish this dungeon divers? Do I even want to do it? Can I do it through the event? How much is it going to cost me? Do I want to do it? Is there going to be another way that's going to cost me less power cores? Because I was ready to go all out today, finish off this dungeon diver, and then also do well in this tournament, which I kind of wanted to do anyways, but I'm really struggling. Like I thought I had a good team to farm 25. I ran 10 just a minute ago and only was successful on 3. And I'm like kicking myself going, oh my God, what a mess. And I'm thinking that this is not the place to make and spend resources. So like knowing this information has decided for me to be way more efficient on the events that I'm going to tackle and which one I'm going to skip. And for me, it's probably going to be the dungeon divers. Just because I'm not going to be able to max out this dungeon divers very efficiently. I don't want to continue running Ice Golem. I'm not a fan of Ice Golem. I would rather be running Dragon and participating in that dungeon divers back over here. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to make a decision. The other one that's going to be challenging is how many of these gear enhancements am I going to be able to tackle before I am out of silver. Right now I have enough silver from the saved up items that I've got from the other dungeons where I should be able to finish gear enhancement 2. Then with the dragon tournament should give me enough to go into the next gear enhancement 3, because then I'll be farming not only in dragon but also the fire knight. You know, I had a plan. And so I just know that having this information, even though we don't know what the events are going to be, we also don't know events that are going to double dip and overlap. I'm hoping that they do overlap, but we'll have to see. This Friday, the June 13th, you know what I mean? So I don't need to be, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm backing off of a lot of these events right here. Like if it's not around getting the red stars for Tholin or around getting the pieces for Tholin, I'm probably backing off. You know, like I gotta finish this up and I just don't have a lot of extra resources. This is going to be very depleting for me to get through it. So let me know what your take. How are you going to approach this? And again, if you haven't done so already, click the link in the description. You're going to get Corrado Legendary. Then you're going to get 3 epic supports. Tegar's got a team revive. Ugo's got healing and defense down. Very good, actually, and a cleanse. And Lady Annabelle has some niche uses inside of Doom Tower. And then you've got promo code Monkey King, or I would even suggest just going right for this guy. Tholin himself with the Demon Slayer code. Bye for now.